Three, two, one. Okay, here we go. Yes, we are on the air now.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah.
What's up, Yamana, my pal?
Yeah. Oh, did you see the full moon come up last night?
Yeah, I did.
I knew it was coming, and so I went out to check. And the cool thing is, when I saw it, it was just coming up over the trees, and it was like blood red.
Yes, it was just spectacular.
Yeah, that's the harvest moon.
Yeah.
So, okay, all right, Josh. Okay, you're here, and just dropped the link. Cool. All right. Glad I've been looking forward to this all week. And what's really great is I have plenty of things that I can say are coming up or are already here. Okay. See. Hi, Farrell. You got enough to see the moon. It was too. Oh yeah. Well, hey, the wonderful thing about it is the moon stays pretty close to full for a couple of days. So if you get a chance to sneak out, and the moon always sets like, or excuse me, it always comes up like an hour later, as it goes through its cycle. So it was coming up close to 8 o'clock last night. It'll be actually while we're in service tonight. So if you're on your phone, maybe you can go sneak outside, But that's why we're going to honor Djehuty tonight, because he's been in his toy box. That's one way I heard it put, is if you see a red moon, that means Djehuty's in his toy box doing things. So he's been busy with something. And sometime after 1, because that's when it'll go live on the Patreon page, but then I'll upload it here. I've got a new Kemetic how-to guide episode, and I also posted outtakes on the Patreon page. And if you go to kemeticreform.org and you go to the link for basics on Kemetic reform, I've got all the newsletters up as PDF documents, so you can go and find them and read them, including the most recent one. I just said, you know what? With all the trouble we've been having with the mail and lockdowns and this and that, let me just put them all online, and that means that people who are overseas can read everything and not have to deal with postage, because it's taking twice as long for things to get over from here to overseas, or the other way around. So go look for that. I think I was going to try and make like a little placard or something that says Kemetic Reform. Do I have it on here? Okay, well, let's see if this will show it. There you go, kemeticreform.org, and then there's like a series of links at the top of the page, and one of them will take you to, stuff about the tradition, and that's where the newsletters are.
So wax up your mouse, kids. We're gonna go link surfing.
Well, you could also do it on your phone. It's just you're going to be downloading like a full print size PDF onto your phone.
Right. Don't wax your phone. It'll slip right out.
Yeah, something like that. But anyway. And yeah, hey everyone, Alejandro. I've seen a few new faces, or I guess new. But I'm glad to have all of you, and a lot of stuff been going on, but I need to post a Kemetic bite too, and kind of go over some of that stuff.
Yes.
So, in the meantime, lots of lunar energy, lots of other good stuff going on, and stuff that's just, we don't know what it is yet, but let's observe it. Observe the moment. So here comes your favorite part, Darren. And a couple of weeks ago we videotaped this, and so it's in the outtakes on Patreon. You get to see what does it look like when I do the cool waters for everyone. So start off, these cool waters are upon my hands. They purify me. This technique purifies me. Hail unto you, Anachidu. We come unto you without falsehood and without evil. Our purity is upon our hands. Our purity is within our hearts. And we cast out all evil that pertains to us. We are pure. We are pure. We are pure. We are pure. That's our story, we're sticking to it. Okay. Yes, I had to get the big lighter with the little birdie on it for when I'm lighting the Eye of Horus candle, so just figured that was something appropriate. So come in peace, bright Eye of Horus. Come in peace. Receive the light. The Eye of Horus shines like Ra on the twin horizons, and evil hides in fear of it. Receive the light. The Eye of Horus destroys the enemies of Ra and all of their abodes till none remain. Receive the light. The Eye of Horus comes. And we are purified with it. Receive the light. And likewise, the horse may have his two eyes. Of course, one of his eyes is the moon, and it is restored to fullness now. So. There we go. You arise in the Alcatis Capri, O Ra, spreading your light upon the earth. You set in peace in the mountains of Manu as a tomb, bringing your light to Duat. Shine upon earth as you do in heaven and Duat. And since we're honoring Amun and his feast after Opet, this is sort of like the Opet after party, I guess. We will invoke Amun Ra, so the two of them conjointly. Hail and praise unto you, O Amun Ra, who came from Nun at the first time, for such is your uniqueness. Hail and praise unto you, Amun Ra, who placed Hu at your left side, for such are the words you commanded. Hail and praise unto you, Amun Ra, who placed Sia at your right side, for such is your great wisdom. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, whose Hika goes before you, for such is your ability. Hail and praise unto you, Amun Ra, who rules with Ma'at upon your brow, for such is your righteousness. Hail and praise unto you, Amun Ra, and hail and praise unto you, O Djehuty, and all of you Nutcheru, you lords of love and lords of life. Grant us life, well-being, and health. May our eyes perceive your goodness and our hearts receive your wisdom. May you shine upon us as you traverse the sky, that we may bring to you Ma'at and cast out his fet. And may you guard us from the evil one through the dark hours of the night, your protection being before us and your strength being within us. Take these, your cool waters, which are the inundation, so that they may cool your hearts. O Amun Ra, O Djehuty, O Yunachuru, these waters are the Eye of Horus, that your hearts may be refreshed. Milk, milk, may you taste it in your shrine. May your hearts be refreshed with it. We bring you this milk from the great flood, O Amun Ra, O Djehuty, O Yunachuru, that you may be purified with it. We give you incense. We give you incense great of purity. This incense is the eye of Horus, and its fragrance comes to you. It cleanses you, it adorns you. It takes its place upon your hands. This incense is the eye of Horus, and its fragrance comes to you. Take this, your bread on which gods live. This bread is the eye of Horus, Amun Ra, Djehuty, and Djehuty. Lift it to your faces and be at peace with it. There we go. The gardens prosper and Hapi rejoices, overflowing with his meal. We fill the eye of Horus for you with wine, O Ra, O Yunachadu. Drink and be pure. The doors of heaven and the doors of earth are open with libations for you within this house. May your faces be refreshed with your libations, your wine and your water. Pure, pure is Amun Ra Horaketi within his house. Pure, pure is Djehuty within his house. Pure is the Ka of Amun Ra, with this good myrrh that is given, and pure is the Ka of Djehuty with this good myrrh that is given. Pure are the Kas of all of these Necharu, with this good myrrh that is given. Djehuty proclaims it. It is written in his house of sacred words. Hapi gives in abundance. Thousands of offerings, all things good and pure. For Amun Ra Horaketi, for himself, and for all of these Necharu, in every place that there are mortal Kas dwell. Come to your body, O Amun Ra Horaketi. Come to your body, O Djehuty. Come to your bodies, O Necharu. Come to your invocation. Come unto us, your servants, who are mindful of your feasts and your offerings. Bring your power, your hika, your honor, and your ba to these your offerings, and partake of them. Come, O people, raise these offerings before the faces of these gods. Lift the offerings before Amun Ra, before Djehuty, before all of these Necharu. All life comes from them, all health comes from them, all stability comes from them, all good fortune comes from them as it has since the first time. O Amun Ra Horaketi and your son, the Osir Nisu Nebkeperu Ra, your foes retreat from you. Horus turns himself to his eye. Turn yourselves to these your offerings, and receive them from our hands. And now we step over. Whoop. Try not to kick the camera. There we go. And we honor our blessed dead with this eye of Horus. Tell you what, let's see if we can light it from here. We go from one eye to another. There we go. After the first couple of bits of wax drip off, the way it tends to catch. Cool waters from the altar of Osiris. These are blessed dead. Okay. Warakaru tahenket kakao abdu sunachur mahat kudnibet nofret wabet anket nachurim and cow and akupunibu maakaru nibu hirnachura. And among these blessed dead that we honor, of course, our friend Wally, Dad, Papa. I had some requests for some folks last time. Someone wanted to honor their pets. Um, let's see, Sabbath and Winnie the Pooh. They sound adorable. Um, and a voice offering will give them of bread, beer, 1,000 of beef and fowl, incense, oils, and all good and pure things on which a God lives, for the cause of all of these Aku, all true of voice before the great God. Chris, I think I hear you over there too going, hey, what about me? So, you too.
I also want to offer that for Justice Ginsburg.
Yeah. And I keep thinking of our friend David Saphir.
Yes, dear David.
Yeah, Thanksgiving's not going to be the same without him.
No.
Or Passover either.
Yeah.
Because that's the fun thing is some folks get good and schnockered to celebrate Passover. So if you want to hang out with folks that are drunk and it's been sanctioned, yeah, go hang out with folks that are celebrating Passover.
And yes, I know it's not lost upon folks that the Kemetics go to Passover.
Well, it's really funny because the rabbi there knows I'm Kemetic, and so she will slip in jokes that nobody else catches, but I do.
Yes.
And that is hilarious. But
this is just proof that, healing can happen.
Yes. Yes, we can find ways to get together and laugh. Huh? Say what? Yeah. Oh well. See what happens is there's a point in Passover where they sprinkle a few drops of wine to symbolize the blood of the Egyptians who supposedly died in the plagues, as they go through this, the rabbi's explaining that that's why they do it, to say that they're sorry for the innocent bystanders who were caught up in all of this, basically, according to their tradition. So the last time they did it, she looked over at us and said, it looked directly at me and said, "We're sorry." And like, yeah. So yeah. But our friend David Saphir was part of that group, and so we get to see him every year. And unfortunately, he was living with HIV for
decades.
since sometime in the 90s. He got a needle stick in a hospital, basically.
Yeah.
And that was it was unfortunate, but he lived with it for a long time, and it was fun to know.
Gone home to rest.
Yeah. Well, I love it because he's the one who explained to me the proper pronunciation of ayin, which is a letter that's in not only the Hebrew alphabet, but it's also symbolized in Egyptian. I believe that's the reed symbol. And so since we have Djehuty on the altar, this is one of his favorite subjects.
Yeah.
Language and things like that. So that was a point of commonality that we had. So. Yeah. And by speaking their names, we're keeping their spirit alive. So just gonna check over here because I see some folks. Howdy, Celery, Silverwind, Scott, Wolf, and okay. Please have a prayer for two friends of mine. One has problems in her job, and the other one has complicated health issues. And someone has a little dog with health issues too. Yeah. Yes, we've. Huh?
I also have some issues. I haven't been able really to walk for the last most of the time.
Oh man. Okay, well we've got I've got lots of prayer requests, including I've got several that are handwritten here, so we're gonna get to those in just a minute. First, we'll offer Ma'at. We come unto you, O Amun Ra, as Djehuty comes, our hands joined under Ma'at. Ma'at has come to be with you in every place where you are. An offering of Ma'at is made unto you, that your heart may be pleased, and your cows shall live. Truly, your Enid has Ma'at, for they know you live in her. The Enid says unto you, your word is law eternally. Isfet is cast out by your word. Rejoicing is yours every day. Ma'at has taken her place in your shrine. May we always act with gentility and compassion, for such is the first Ma'at. May we always offer charity and hospitality, for such is the second Ma'at. May we always respect consent and fidelity, for such is the third Ma'at. May we always avoid violence and promote wellness, for such is the fourth Ma'at. May we always speak words of truth, for such is the fifth Ma'at. May we always promote the public good, for such is the sixth Ma'at. May we always act humbly and with temperance, for such is the seventh Ma'at. May we always honor our gods and respect others, for such is the eighth Ma'at. May we uphold Ma'at like Djehuty, that we may witness Ra's perfection every day. As I'm sure there are purists who would point out that in ancient times it was the king who would offer Ma'at, but that was something that kind of changed over time. First, the high priest of Amun started doing that very late in Egyptian history, but by this point, the way I see it, it's up to us. There is no more, Pharaoh, as we see it, and so, we have to do our part to offer Ma'at. So, we will start off with some prayers for Amun and for Djehuty. And this first one was composed by a worker from Darel, Medina. Praise unto Amun Ra. I make for him adoration to his name. I give him praises to the height of heaven and over the breadth of the earth. I tell his might to travelers north and south. Beware ye of him. Declare him to son and daughter, to great and small. Herald him to generations not yet born. Herald him to fishes in the deep, to birds in the sky. Declare him to fool and wise. Beware ye of him. You are Amun, Lord of the silent, who comes at the voice of the poor. When I call to you in my distress, you come to rescue me, to give breath to him who is wretched, to rescue me from bondage. You are Amun Ra, Lord of Thebes, who rescues him in Duat. For you are he who is merciful. When one appeals to you, you are he who comes from afar. And this is a hymn to him from the temple in Hybus, which is one of the oases. But they think that the texts that they used there came from Thebes. So it comes from Amun's hometown, if you will. May you awake beautifully, Amun Ra Horaketi, Atum, Kufri, Horus who traverses heaven, great falcon dappled of plumage, fair of face, lord of the great twin plumes. May you awake beautifully upon the morning through that which the entirety of gods say to you. Jubilation unto you in the evening, the stars worship you at night. The pregnant one lies down in the morning to bear you. Your mother nurses you every day. Ra lives, and the serpent dies. You are established while your rebels are fallen. So you might traverse the heavens in all life, stability, and dominion. You spend the day in your bark, your heart being pleased, Ma'at appearing at your brow. As Amun rises, so Aketi shines. The crew of Ra is in jubilation. Heaven and earth are in jubilation. Heaven and earth are in exaltation. The great Enid makes a claim for you. Amun Ra Horaketi comes forth, true of voice. And you say this 4 times. Amun Ra Horaketi comes forth, true of voice. Amun Ra Horaketi poru ma'akeru. Amun Ra Horaketi poru ma'akeru. And then Osiris, foremost of the Westerners, great god, Lord of Abydos, comes forth, true of voice. Osir Kentiamentiu, Nechara, Nebabju, Porumachkeru. Osiris, foremost of the Westerners, great god, Lord of Abydos, comes forth, true of voice. Osir Kentiamentiu, Nechara, Nebabju, Porumachkeru. Amun of Hybus, great god, powerful of arm, comes forth, true of voice. 4 times. Amun of Hybis, great God, powerful of arm, comes forth true of voice. Amun hibe notra usur kopesh ma purmacheru. Amun hibe notra usur kopesh ma purmacheru. And of course, the reason why you say something like that 4 times is because there's magical significance to the numbers. By saying it 4 times, you're declaring to the 4 quarters, in totality.
Right.
This is what is.
Very similar to the name witches say something 3 times.
Okay, so like in so when witches, so like in Wicca, yeah, they're saying something threefold. Yeah. Okay. Hail and praise unto you, Djehuty, thrice great God, the son of Ra, Lord of Kemetic, wise one and you knew. You report to Ra every morning, messenger of humankind. You know people by their speech and judge them by their deeds. Those true of voice before Osir, their names are in your list. The Aeneid gives you praise as you guide the bark of millions, as you cast out the evil one, as you change strife into peace. You know all secrets, all books, all deeds, the fleeting moment, the hour of night. No report to Ra is forgotten. Your words endure for eternity. Friend of the people, wise and impartial, great one, Lord of Ma'at. Oh yes, and here's one to him for the full moon. Hail Djehuty, true scribe of the Aeneid, who reckons the months, the days, the hours, who restores the sound eye to fullness. You return the eye of Ra to her place on the brow of her father, and the Aeneid of the gods rejoices. And I got a request from one of my Patreon peeps, Mrs. Jackal, wanted me to read something to Anubis as well, because she's celebrating 10 years of dedication to him.
Congratulations.
Yes, absolutely. Anubis is awesome. Hail and praise, O Anapu, great God upon your mountain, master of secrets in Duat, ruler of the west, fair son of Osir, great physician who heals. Your seal is our protection. Crown prince of the Aeneid, keen-faced among the gods, you stand at Osir's side. You serve the blessed dead, and they live because of you. Thank you for those that you have introduced to this path, including many of our friends, myself too. He was one of the first ones that spoke to me, and also would you look after our friends who have canines? Some of them are not well,
including my mom's.
Oh, that's right, Buddy.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, because all of our dogs, they do Anubis's work. And please help them so that they can keep doing that work. And we'll also read for Sekhmet, because we got a request from someone for healing from her as well. So kind of goes. It's like I guess you can kind of consider her the co-patron of our shrine, because she's one of my personal patrons, and she's been very busy this year. And so we honor her. Hail Sekhmet the Great, Eye of Ra, who hides him within her iris. Hail Sekhmet, sovereign, mistress of light, who moves in brightness. In peace, Sekhmet, mistress of darkness, at whose setting the darkness comes. In peace, Sekhmet, mistress of fear, whose seal brings death. Hail unto you, Sekhmet, daughter of Ra, who loves Ma'at, who detests Isfet. Most holy of the gods, one seeks life in you. Oh, you gracious gods, we have many requests for you. Our friends from the Facebook board, Nate, has a husband who's trying to go through the immigration process, and may they manage to navigate that and get here. And what I may need to do is respond to them, because we have a friend whose wife is an immigration lawyer, so that might be something that we can do in the physical plane that might help the process. Our friend Beth, prayer to Sekhmet for her back to feel better, and also for her daughter Deborah, who passed away. So may she receive voice offerings, all things good and pure.
Light, love, and peace.
Yes. Marina Nefra's friend's wife has a high-risk pregnancy. So may she have protection and be able to carry her child safely. And we ask Sekhmet, we ask Mut to please, and we ask Tauret, please, to watch over her. Okay, and let me see if there are any other requests here. Oh. Okay, I see there's some discussion going on. Classes and stuff, yeah. Yeah. And by the way, just to kind of give you an idea with like the things that I read that come from my books, these are all drawn from ancient sources. Now, I do change the language a little bit sometimes just for clarity and, to kind of help things make a little more sense. But if you were to pick up a book like Merriam-Lichtheim's translations, where I get some of mine from, and you put that side by side with mine, you'll see exactly where I got it from. There's nothing, that's so interpretive you can't figure out where I got it from. And so, and that's the thing, because there's so many different texts, some of which, like certain, things from various temples, they're not available in English. They're only available in French, for example, or things like that. So it's, and you can't just use a scholar's translation and reprint it in a book, because then you deal with intellectual property and copyright issues. And so that's, why there is no such thing as a Kemetic Bible per se. But, and you can also kind of get to figure out which tradition you're talking to or talking about by, how they spell certain deities' names or certain ways that they translate things. If you hear the use of referring to deities as names, you're dealing with something from Kemetic Orthodox, which is different from what we do. That's just an easy example. But like I said, the books and stuff, basically I'll do a few years worth of research, and then I digest it and put it into a book. And I've got 4 of them out right now. So, and the one that I read from the most often, and I'm really glad I put this into alphabetical order, because it makes it real easy to be able to, just say, oh, somebody wants to read something for this deity, I can just thumb through it. So there you go, celebrating the Egyptian gods. And sometimes if I find something new, I'll put it in the newsletter. Like I've put together something for Tutu, something for Maahes, but those are all things that I found after publishing that, So, eventually there will be more books. But that kind of gives you an idea of where I'm getting my stuff from.
Yes, scholarly sources only.
Yeah, yeah, as best I can.
There will be no hooba-dooba.
Yes. Okay, so it's a prayer request to set for good things coming from the chaotic times. Just go through. Yeah, I know somebody's having issues with work, and like a round table or something like that. We're definitely gonna have to do some things like that. Do anything? Yeah, I don't know how to use Discord. Yeah. Okay. Grew up learning French. Yes. If you grew up learning French, then that will open doors for you when it comes to trying to read certain Egyptological texts. There's actually a book that I want to try and find. It's a translation of what's called Papyrus Salt 825, and there's a lot of Assyrian rituals that are in that. but it's published in French. So, and there's stuff about the goddess Sekhmet. There's a book called Sekhmet et la protection du monde. Sekhmet and the protection of the world. And what we use for the litany of the 7 arrows is taken from an English translation of something from that book. So, hang on just a second. There we go. Okay, so let us also honor Set. Someone else who I think has been very busy lately. Hail of Sutek, son of Nut, great of strength in the bark of millions, chosen one of Ra-Hotaketi, bull who dwells in the northern sky. Fearsome one at whom all lands tremble, great is your war cry, great is your might. Your wasp scepter stretches over the sky, you stand at the zenith of the stars. Lord of storms, Lord of dread, your voice is thunder in the heavens. You slay the fiend from the prow of Ra's bark. Protect us from evil and grant us long life. Protect our friend Celery and help her to bring good things out of the chaos that she's going through right now. And may all of us be able to find good things to come out of Discord and not necessarily the internet channel. Probably plenty of good things on Discord. But, and I think we had some unspoken prayers as well. So, in your great wisdom, O Notre, we ask that you hear that which is spoken with the heart and not necessarily with the lips. Okay, did I miss anyone? Okay, so Josh, I'm just kind of scrolling if there was something Oh, okay, so which sister was it? Is it my okay, Alejandro's prayer for my fiance who's dealing with a shoulder injury. The prayer for 2 friends of mine. One has problems in her job. The other has complicated health issues. Yeah, okay. And find some inner peace for your past. Okay. That I can relate to. Prayer for friends who have work problems and health issues. So we need healing. We need peace. Both inner and between people. Djehuty, as you have waxed full and shown us your loveliness the last day or two, you change strife into peace, and you grant wisdom. May you please grant us wisdom that we need in order to find inner peace, and may you help to bring peace with those that are trying to work and get along with other people. And healing for our friends and the people that we care about and that we look out for. And all the things that are troubling us, may you help us to find resolution. Let's see. In this Harak Djehuty Ikeren Saret, that's hail unto you, Djehuty, excellent of wisdom. Nachara Neb Ma'at, great God, Lord of Ma'at. Okay. And, okay, let's see. Okay, and Serrano's fiance has got a shoulder injury. You know what? I'm gonna read something because the first thing that came to my mind, perhaps it's inspiration here. One of the many titles, one of the things that was said in addresses to Ra in the pyramid text, he was described as sweeping of shoulder, and I guess that meant as he's coming up, and rising, his shoulders are, pushing up the dawn or something like that. But that just came to mind, so we'll read something for Ra.
For Kepri as well.
Kepri, yes, yeah, and ask him to bring healing to our friend whose shoulder is hurt. Now, and this is a translation of just an excerpt from a chapter from the Book of the Dead that has a very long history, and it's meant for reading, not just if you're dead. It says, "As for anyone who shall read it daily for their own benefit, it means being well on earth." So, on behalf of our friend, whose husband is hurt, now come to be the words of the Lord of all. I am a tomb when I was alone. I came into being in noon. I am Ra in his rising, in the beginning ruling that which he has made. I am the great God who came into being himself, the waters, noon, the father of the gods. What does it mean? It is Ra who created the names of his limbs. They have come into being as the gods in Ra's suite. I am unopposed among the gods. I am yesterday. I know tomorrow. What does it mean? Yesterday is Osiris. Tomorrow is Ra. On that day of destroying the wicked foes of the Lord of all, and of crowning his son Horus. I made the battleground of the gods as Osiris, Lord of the Western Desert, commanded. I know the great God who is in it. I am the great phoenix who is in Yenu, and that's Heliopolis. I am the overseer of that which exists. What does it mean? It is Osiris, otherwise said, that which exists is his body. Otherwise said, it is eternal renewal and everlastingness. That would be Neheh and Jed. Those are the two forms of time. Eternal renewal, Neheh, is the day. Everlastingness, or Jet, is the night. I am Min in his going forth. I have placed the dual plumes on my head. I am the great cat who splits the Eshed on its side in Yunu on that night of war, of warding off the rebels on that day on which were destroyed the wicked foes of the Lord of all. And by the way, the Eshed tree, that's a Persea tree. So what does it mean? That great cat who split the Eshed on its side in Yunu is Ra himself, called Cat when Sia said of him, "How like him by what he has done," and his name became Cat. And that, by the way, is a pun because Mew is cat. Think Mew. But me is like. So, Rapu Joseph Jed 2 Mew RFM Jed Sia. Me im suim nan. So basically, when Sia said how like him, how me, his name became Mew or cat. So it's a sacred pun. Wrongdoing is overthrown, evil is destroyed. I have seen Ra born from the hindquarters of the great flood. If he is well, then I am well, and vice versa. And of course, Mehetura at the great flood, that's the primeval ocean embodied as the great cow, and that could be identified with either Hathor or with Neat. So, and that's when Neat takes on the form of the mother of Ra. Oh, okay. So your copy of the book finally arrived. Yay. Yeah, I know a lot of things have been really slow in the mail, and I've been kind of having to check up on people with that. But I'm glad your copy made it to you. So yeah, absolutely, and welcome. Sarcastic Tessinitis or Tessinitis. Rain, moisture. Supplications for rain, moisture, and dew in the western United States. Yes.
Into that.
Yes. Because those poor folks, it's funny. We talked to a friend of ours just the other day who lives in Burbank, and she said it was like 100 degrees out there, and it's funny when the weather is terrible over there, it's nice over here. When it's terrible over here, it's nice over there. Something about how that works, but I'll tell you what, we will read to Shu and ask him. May Shu and Tefnut both bring moisture and rain for the West Coast because they need it so badly. I am he who foretells Ra when he ascends from the Akhet. I put the fear of him into whomever seeks out his name. I am the one among the Heh gods who hears their words. I dispatch the word of the self-created to the multitudes. I am the one who captains the Sunbark and its crew. I am stronger and more raging than all the Enneads. I show splendor in accordance with my nature. I speak and the Enneads are silent. I am he whose shape was exhaled, whom this august god created, who strews the sky with his beauty, whose name the gods do not know, the one whom the sun folk serve. Now this is taken from a couple of coffin texts, and the first one's in first person speaking as Shu. The second one switches to third person. Shu is the one whom Atum fashioned. His robe is the air of life. A cry for him went forth from the mouth of Atum. The air opened upon his ways. He makes the sky light after darkness. His pleasing color is the breath of Atum. Storm clouds in the sky are his efflux. Hailstorms in dusk are his sweat. The length of the sky is his stride. The width of the earth are his settlements. All living things upon the back of Geb, by Atum's command does Shu govern them. His life is in their nostrils. He guides breath into their throats. O Shu, may you please bring healing rain and moisture to those on the West Coast that are suffering and need it most. Oh, yeah, and if you were wondering about this particular sistrum, let's see if I can pull it up here. Yeah, I got this from a store in Dallas called Little Egypt, but I think you can buy these online. But yeah, it's great because of the Hathor head. Yeah. I saw what Sarcastic was saying about being on the West Coast and the smoke was clear for a while, and now it's getting bad again, and I really, my heart goes out to all the folks that suffer from asthma and things like that out there, because we have to deal with that over here too. Poor Darren has to deal with that when we have bad air quality days, and so I can only imagine what they're going through, and I that's why we read for Shu, because that's his domain. Occasionally I do make sistrums, and actually this is one that I'm working on. Let's see, can you see it from here? Yeah, you kind of can. I just need a stronger wire to put up here on the top, because apparently this kind, I have a friend that I made one for, and I guess he uses it a lot, and so one of them broke. So I just need to get some better gauge wire for this, and then I can put it in my Etsy store. But I want to make sure I make something good, but it'll sound kind of like that. So, product demonstration. Well, let's go ahead and do a divination and see if our lords of wisdom and mystery have something, for us to take for the rest of our week. And I also get the sense that, if you get a fortune, it doesn't necessarily have a time limit on it. It may, apply for more than just a week. Let's see what they have for us. There we go. You are generous and always thinking of others. And I do have to say that's certainly the case for us, because a lot of you guys have asked for requests for friends, and that's touching, and speaks to your generosity and your love of other people, and reflects well on you. So, I guess we just need to keep carrying on, and keep having a compassionate spirit. Because we need more of that. But
right now with more understanding things.
Yeah, understanding, and I do notice that there's been a lot of tough vibes lately, and people have been getting short and getting upset about things, and I've had some folks that were upset with me on various channels, and I understand we're all going through a lot of, tough things right now. And, I just want us all to feel better, have, some generosity and concern go around. Yeah. So, any other requests? Let's see. A lot of people are worried and lonely. Yeah. Especially when things are changing, you've got so much going on, and it's hard to tell, from day to day or week to week where we're going to be, and at the end of the year or beyond that, and so and I think the best thing to do is just, concentrate on putting one foot in front of the other, and, like they're doing, and because that's not anything you notice on the statues, they have 1 foot forward. Of course, it's meant to suggest motion, but you don't move more than one step at a time. So I guess that's something to keep in mind. But and Darren's kind of looking at me like, yeah, well, in your case, it would be you don't move more than one push of the wheels at a time. So.
This is true.
Yeah. It might be a long roll, but it's still one push at a time. Because I just turned over and Darren's just looking straight at me. I'm like, I know you're messing with me about something. Yeah. Okay.
I'm a good boy.
Hmm?
I'm a good boy.
Yes, you are, but you also have a streak of mischief. So, huh? I didn't say how wide that streak was, but yeah. Yes, when life gets you down, walk like an Egyptian. Well, I guess we'll just have to figure out how you would roll like an Egyptian. Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. You know what? And before we leave, I also we have some prayer requests from our friend Seta, because she's been really working hard, and the job that she works is commission based, and that's a really tough way, to make a living, because your pay is dependent on how well you sell things, and so that puts a lot of pressure on you. And what we were just saying about people having a lot of pressure in their lives, and so much going on. And I know that Set is her patron, and so Set, I know you're always looking after her, and lend her strength to move forward, and and to reach out if she needs help, because sometimes if we have a tough time, we don't realize how much better it would be if you just open up. I figured this out myself, and if you just say something, then you have a lot more sympathy sometimes than you might think you would. But please send her love and encouragement and and blessings. And to anyone else that we missed, our love and encouragement, and that we get to join prayers with you, next week, if nothing else. So much love. And yeah, I noticed some of you guys were talking about maybe doing some kind of a round table or something live, and I'm certainly amenable to that idea if we can find out a good platform to do it on.
Zoom.
Be it Zoom, be it here. Of course, the thing is with here, it would be my feed, and I would be having to basically watch the comments for people's questions and stuff.
Zoom would be so much better.
Yeah. Well, for people who don't have video, if they had
you
audio,
can still attend Zoom through audio.
Okay. Only. All right. Yeah. So we'll figure out a way to do this, because I think it's worthwhile to do, especially because you can get everybody together in some semblance of real time. Because I know there's a little bit of a delay. But we'll just have to, see what we can do. And by the way, if it seems like I'm taking forever, if I miss a comment, that somebody has or something, please don't think that I'm trying to ignore, anybody. And it's just that, I have a lot of things going on. September was a very busy month because we were picking things up after the hurricane. And I also didn't realize that I was not getting messages from Patreon in my mail. That was another issue. I've gone through and fixed some settings now, but that, and I know that I've gotten message requests on Facebook that I haven't had a chance to go in and open, and just know that don't ever take it personally. It's not because I'm trying to ignore anybody. I just have to kind of cycle between tasks.
This priestess does not have a staff.
Well, yeah, you can ask Darren. Occasionally I said, man, I need a secretary.
And sometimes I fill in that role at points.
Sometimes, but yeah, basically I would have to let you be able to log into everything and then try to make sense of, the different messages. What do they mean when they're asking for, so it would be a very involved thing.
Please be very patient with us. We love you. We care.
Yes, we love you.
It's just that we are only one person.
No, we are. Well, I am only one person, and, I have a cheerleader. But,
and sometimes I do things.
Yeah. Okay, and Discord. Ha ha ha. Oh yeah, so I think rolling like an Egyptian would mean you get a war chariot. Sounds pretty metal to me. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, and I assume Zuriuku just tuned in. I'm late, but hello, much love. Okay. Yeah, you well, the lovely thing is, because I don't have like a million subscribers and all this other stuff, my channel's not monetized. That means you can scroll back and watch this without ads coming up in the middle of it. Right. Which is wonderful, because I listened to a couple of streamed techno, they're not podcasts, it's like little radio shows. And the problem is, after they're done live, you go back and you watch it and you get ads so I'm constantly getting like freaking Disney Plus ads in the middle of it. And I'm like, no, get back to my music. And, by the way, one of them, there is called Future Sound of Egypt, and they broadcast from Cairo every Wednesday. And it's pretty cool. You wouldn't know that they're from Egypt without the name and everything, because it's some basement somewhere in Cairo where they've got a whole bunch of mixers and stuff, and occasionally he's I can't tell if it's an e-cig or an e-hookah or what it is, but it sits there and puffs on that and does the music, and if you're into that kind of thing, it's cool. But for the problem is you go back and you watch it afterwards and it's got ads in it. So, but okay. All right. So, see, somebody else had a prayer request. Thank you for mentioning it. Brian's prayer request. I'm just going to scroll through here. Okay. Respond on supplication for rain. Where? Okay. Got that. Okay, my sister hasn't had any cerebral leakage since last service. The gods are good. Oh, okay, very good.
Awesome, yay.
Yay. Okay, yeah. Well, definitely we need to say thank you for that. Thank all of the gods for looking after us and for having us as your own and for taking care of those that we love and for being our reach, where we, can't do anything. We thank you for being there for us. And we're all grateful that that she's doing better.
Yeah.
This has been Thanksgiving. And yes, thank you for pointing that out so that I don't miss that. Let's see. Okay. I'm just gonna check and make sure. Okay, yeah. Scroll up. Okay. Health issues. Okay. 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 Okay, I think I caught everybody. I was just checking to make sure and, seeing some of the things because y'all, we had a pretty lively discussion this time and that's awesome. And we, hey, always up for more, but,
Where's for me?
Yeah. Okay. So what do we need to mention for you?
I had to go to the vet today.
Oh, yeah. Yes, Darren was just saying he had to go to the vet today. Yeah. Well, we ask a prayer of great Lady Sekhmet because I know she's taken quite a shine to you, and I ask her to please make sure that you're all right, and that we get your prescriptions in, and that takes care of everything for you. So.
I say the vet because that's what we told our ducks.
Yeah, we told the pets we're going to the vet. Yeah, but hopefully it will be taken care of easily. Okay, let's go ahead and wrap this up because we're right about at an hour. I'll finish off with a basic prayer, and we'll ask for our offerings to endure. O gods, may you grant life, prosperity, and health, alertness, favors, and affection. May our eyes see you every day as one righteous who sets you in their heart. Supply our needs of bread and drink, and guard our mouths in speaking. Come to us and give us counsel. Make us heedful of your wisdom. When one appeals to you, you come from afar. Lend your ear to the lonely and the poor. May you give breath to those who are wretched, and bread to those who have none. Guardians of the weak, may you set the oppressed free, and let your blessings surpass all wealth. Hail unto you, Atum. Hail unto you, Khafre. You come into being upon the primeval hill. You shine forth upon the shrine of the phoenix in Unu. You breathe out Shu and Tefnut. May the giving of these offerings endure, as the name of Atum, foremost of the great need, endures. May they endure as the name of Shu, Lord of Upper Menset in Unu, endures. As the name of Tefnut, Mistress of Lower Menset in Unu, endures. As the name of Geb at the Earth's Ba endures. As the name of Nut in the Shrine of Shenit in Unu, endures. As the name of Osir, Kentia Mentiu, endures. As the name of Asset in Netcheru endures. As the name of Sutek in Nubet endures. As the name of Horus in Pe endures. As the name of Wajit in Dep endures. As the name of Djehuty in Khemenu endures. As the name of Ra and the Akhet endures likewise for eternity. You have come in peace, O Amun Ra, O Djehuty. You have come in peace, O Natchuru. May you go forth in peace, O Amun Ra, O Djehuty. May you go forth in peace, O Natchuru, to every place your immortal cause wish to be. May you sail in joy in the Manjet bark, and rest content in the Sektet bark. And may you smile upon us, your humble servants. Okay. Okay, yeah. Yes, it was great to see everyone here. New faces and old faces. Glad to. I say faces. It's an icon and a name, but there's a person and a face behind that.
We're gonna see faces
eventually. Yeah, we'll see you all soon. Yeah, and thank you guys for being here. I'm grateful each time.
We are not this church. You are. Yes,
it is a collective thing, and we love you for it. Yeah. And hope this brings good vibes and positive energy and all that good stuff to everyone to carry us through another week. So everyone have a good weekend, and we'll see you back here next Friday. And stay tuned. Later this morning, I'll get the new video up. So
big hugs.
Big hugs, everybody. Okay.